The name alone conjures up images of sun-drenched coastlines, the vibrant pulse of flamenco, and cities steeped in centuries of history. Every year, millions are drawn here, seeking the familiar comforts of Barcelona's architecture or the lively shores of the Costa del Sol. But beyond these well-trodden paths lies a different Spain, a land of secrets whispered on the wind and etched into the very fabric of the earth. These are places that have remained untouched by mass tourism, preserving a unique and profound character. Here, nature and humanity have forged an extraordinary relationship. We'll journey to towns seemingly born from the rock itself, and to islands that rival the tropics in their pristine beauty. We'll explore landscapes so alien they could belong to another world, and wander through forests that feel as ancient as time. This is not the Spain of postcards and guidebooks. This is a deeper, more intimate exploration of a country that still holds a remarkable capacity to astonish. Our journey today is one of discovery. It's an invitation to look closer, to venture further, and to connect with the soul of a place. We'll peel back the layers of the familiar to reveal the extraordinary ecosystems and human habitats that thrive in the quiet corners of this magnificent land. Tired of the same Spanish beach towns? Time to dive into 5 of Spain's most jaw-dropping hidden gems you've probably never heard of. Our first destination takes us to Andalusia, to a place where the line between geology and architecture simply dissolves. This is Setenil de las Bodegas, a town that did not so much build upon the land as it did merge with it. For millennia, the Rio Guadalporcan has carved its way through the soft limestone, creating a dramatic gorge. And it is here, beneath the immense weight of these rocky overhangs, that a community has taken root in a most remarkable way. The streets here are not merely streets, they are caverns, tunnels of rock that form natural ceilings over the bustling life below. Houses, shops, and cafes are not built in the conventional sense. Instead, they are carved directly into the cliff face, using the rock itself as their walls and roofs. This is an ancient strategy, a symbiotic relationship between human ingenuity and the natural landscape, providing shelter from the fierce Andalusian sun in summer and warmth in the cooler months. Walking through the Calecuevas del Sol, or the Caves of the Sun, one feels an overwhelming sense of being enveloped by the earth. The rock above, immense and permanent, creates a unique acoustic, muffling the sounds of the outside world and focusing the senses on the here and now. The whitewashed facades of the homes press directly against the raw, pockmarked stone, a striking contrast of the man-made and the natural, coexisting in perfect, improbable harmony. The air is thick with the aroma of local life. From a small bar nestled under a particularly large overhang, the scent of coffee and toasted bread mingles with the damp, earthy smell of the rock. The inhabitants of Setenil have adapted to this troglodytic existence over generations. It is not a novelty for them, it is simply home. Their daily routines unfold under a ceiling of stone, a constant, silent reminder of the powerful forces that shaped their world. To truly appreciate this unique habitat, one must observe the details. Look at how a window frame is perfectly fitted into an irregular fissure in the rock, or how a chimney flue has been ingeniously routed through the stone. This is not just construction, it is a conversation with the environment, a slow and patient negotiation between human need and the unyielding reality of the mountain. The best time to witness this phenomenon is during the gentler seasons of spring or autumn. The light is softer then, casting long, dramatic shadows that accentuate the texture of the rock. The temperatures are mild, perfect for sitting at an outdoor cafe, or rather, an under-rock cafe, and observing the unhurried rhythm of the town, a rhythm dictated not by clocks, but by the sun and the stone. Life here is deeply connected to the surrounding land. The fertile plains beyond the gorge are renowned for their produce. The local chorizo, a spiced sausage cured in the cool, dry air of the caves, is a testament to this connection. It carries the flavor of the region, a taste shaped by the same environment that shaped the town itself. Trying it is not just a culinary experience, it is a way of understanding the very essence of Setenil. One can climb the narrow streets that lead out of the gorge, up towards the sun. From the ruins of its Moorish castle, the town reveals another perspective. You can see the olive groves stretching to the horizon, and below, the river snaking through the landscape. From here, you can fully grasp how the town is tucked away, hidden within the earth's embrace, a secret held by the mountains. The survival of Setenil is a story of adaptation. It is a living museum of vernacular architecture, a demonstration of how humans can find their niche in even the most challenging of environments. It is a place that challenges our perception of what a town should be, reminding us that sometimes the most innovative solutions are those that work with nature, rather than against it. As dusk falls, the lights from the cave dwellings begin to glow, creating an almost magical spectacle. The rock, which seemed so solid and imposing during the day, now appears to cradle the warm, gentle light of human life. It is a powerful and humbling sight, a community held safely within the heart of the stone, a true hidden gem of the natural and human world. Leaving the mainland, our journey now takes us north to the coast of Galicia, a region of rugged cliffs, Celtic traditions, and persistent sea mists. Here, at the mouth of the Ria de Vigo, lies an archipelago that defies all expectations. These are the Cíes Islands, a place so serene, so pristine, it has been rightfully nicknamed the Galician Caribbean. It is a sanctuary guarded by the cold, powerful embrace of the Atlantic Ocean. The first glimpse of the islands from the approaching ferry is breathtaking. After the gray granite coastline of Galicia, the sight of Rodas Beach is a revelation. A perfect crescent of brilliant white sand connects two of the three main islands, creating a placid lagoon on one side and facing the open sea on the other. The water here possesses a shocking, almost luminous turquoise hue, a clarity rarely seen in these northern latitudes. What makes this ecosystem so special is what is absent. There are no roads, no cars, no hotels. The cacophony of modern life is replaced by a natural symphony, the rhythmic crash of waves on the shore, the cry of yellow-legged gulls, and the gentle rustle of wind through pine and eucalyptus trees. This is a place that has been deliberately and carefully protected from human excess. Access is strictly controlled. Only a limited number of visitors are permitted each day, a measure designed to preserve the delicate balance of the island's flora and fauna. This limitation transforms a visit here from a simple beach trip into a pilgrimage. One must plan, book a ferry from the port of Vigo, and arrive with a sense of purpose and respect for the environment they are about to enter. For the nature lover, this is paradise. The islands form part of the Atlantic Islands of Galicia National Park, a haven for one of the largest colonies of seabirds in Europe. Walking along the designated trails, one can observe shags drying their wings on the rocks and listen for the calls of guillemots. The very air feels cleaner, charged with the pure, salty tang of the ocean. The trails wind their way up from the beaches, through fragrant pine forests that offer shade and a completely different sensory experience. The ground is soft with fallen needles, and the scent of pine fills the air. These paths lead to viewpoints that offer staggering panoramas. From the Alto do Príncipe, one can look down upon the sweeping curve of Rodas and understand the unique geography that makes this place so special. The solitude one can find here is profound. Even with other visitors on the island, it is easy to find a secluded cove or a quiet spot in the woods to simply be. It is a chance to disconnect from digital distractions and reconnect with the fundamental rhythms of the natural world. Here, time seems to slow down, measured not in minutes and hours, but in the turning of the tides. The contrast between the two sides of the main islands is stark. The eastern side, which faces the estuary, is home to the calm, sheltered beaches. But on the western side, the islands face the full, untamed force of the Atlantic. Here, sheer cliffs plummet into the churning sea, a dramatic and humbling display of nature's raw power. It is a reminder that this tranquil paradise is also a formidable natural fortress. For those who wish to extend their stay, there is a single, well-managed campsite. Spending a night here is a truly immersive experience. As the last ferry departs and even deeper quiet descends, the stars, unobscured by city lights, blaze with an intensity that is rarely witnessed. To fall asleep to the sound of the ocean and wake to the first calls of the gulls is to experience the Cíes Islands at their most elemental. This is a fragile Eden. The regulations are not suggestions. They are vital for its survival. Visitors are custodians of this beauty for the brief time they are here. The principle is simple. Leave no trace. Take nothing but memories. Leave nothing but footprints. It is a small price to pay for the privilege of walking on these shores, a place where nature is still sovereign. We travel inland now, to the arid highlands of Aragon, to a place that seems to have been lifted directly from the pages of a medieval romance. Perched precariously on a rocky outcrop, surrounded by the deep bend of the Guadalaviar River, is the town of Albarracín. It is not merely old, it feels ancient, a labyrinth of time-worn stone and whispering winds. The first impression is one of color. The buildings are not whitewashed, like in the south, but are instead plastered in a unique palette of pinks, ochres, and siennas. This warm, rosy hue, derived from the local gypsum-rich soil, gives the entire town a dreamlike quality, especially when caught in the golden light of sunrise or sunset. It appears to glow from within, a beacon in the rugged landscape. To enter Albarracín is to step back centuries. The streets are impossibly narrow, winding alleys that twist and turn, revealing new vistas at every corner. They are too slender for cars, preserving a pedestrian-paced world. The houses lean against one another, their irregular wooden balconies and overhanging eaves almost touching, creating a sense of intimacy and enclosure. The architecture is a curious and beautiful blend of Moorish influence and medieval Christian design. You can see it in the intricate woodwork, the heavy studded doors, and the tiny latticed windows. Every surface tells a story. Every stone is imbued with history. The air itself seems thick with the echoes of the past, of sieges, secrets, and the daily lives of generations who have called these walls home. For the photographer, or indeed any romantic soul, Albarracín is an endless source of inspiration. Each corner turned presents a new composition, a cascade of red geraniums spilling from a balcony, a solitary cat slinking along a terracotta roof, or the dramatic shadow cast by a turret. It is a town that demands to be explored slowly, with an observant eye and an open heart. The most rewarding activity here is simply to wander and get lost. The town is a maze, but a friendly one. Every path eventually leads to a discovery, a hidden plaza, a tiny chapel, or a breathtaking viewpoint. The joy is not in reaching a destination, but in the journey through this living museum, where every step is a communion with history. For a true sense of the town's strategic importance, one must undertake the climb to its ancient walls. These formidable battlements, which snake their way up the steep hill behind the town, offer a commanding panoramic view. From this vantage point, you can see the entire settlement huddled within the river's protective embrace and the vast, empty plains stretching out beyond. It is here that you understand why this place was so fiercely contested for centuries. The silence up on the walls is profound, broken only by the wind whistling through the crenellations. It is a place for contemplation, to sit and absorb the sheer scale of time that has passed. You can trace the layout of the town below, follow the line of the river, and imagine the sentinels who once stood watch on this very spot, their eyes scanning the horizon for signs of trouble. Despite its fairy tale beauty, Albarracín is a living community. You can hear the distant clang of a blacksmith's hammer, see laundry drying in the sun, and smell bread baking. This authenticity is its greatest charm. It has resisted the temptation to become a mere tourist caricature, retaining its soul and its quiet dignity. As evening descends, the town transforms once more. The streetlights cast a soft, warm glow on the pink-hued walls, and the labyrinthine alleys take on an air of mystery and enchantment. It is the perfect time to find a small, family-run restaurant and sample the robust flavors of Aragonese cuisine, a fitting end to a day spent wandering through a waking dream. Albarracín is more than a destination. It is an experience, a journey into the heart of Spain's medieval past. Our journey now takes a dramatic turn, transporting us to a landscape so stark and alien it feels as though we have left Earth behind. We are in the region of Navarra, in the semi-desert of Bardenas Reales. This is not the Spain of verdant hills or sunny beaches. This is a realm of sculpted clay, sandstone, and gypsum, a place carved by the relentless forces of wind and water. Designated a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, the Bardenas Reales is a spectacle of erosion. Over millions of years, the soft sedimentary rock has been worn away, leaving behind otherworldly formations known as cabizos. These are isolated hills with flat tops, their sides scored with deep gullies and ravines, standing like silent monuments in a vast, empty basin. The most iconic of these formations is the Castil de Tierra. It rises from the desert floor like a natural sculpture, a cone of pale clay topped with a defiant slab of more resistant sandstone. It is the definitive symbol of the Bardenas, a testament to the slow, patient, and immensely powerful artistry of nature. It is a place that both humbles and inspires awe. This is a landscape of harsh contrasts. The silence is absolute, a deep, resonant quiet that is rarely experienced in the modern world. Yet this is not a dead land. life here is tenacious and highly adapted. Hardy plants cling to the dry soil, and if you look closely, you may see the tracks of a fox or spot a griffin vulture soaring high above on the thermal currents. The stark, dramatic beauty of the Bardenas has not gone unnoticed by filmmakers. Its wild, untamed character has served as a backdrop for epic tales, most famously standing in for the Dothraki Sea in Game of Thrones. To walk or cycle through this terrain is to feel as if you have stepped onto a vast open-air film set, where you are the solitary protagonist in a grand elemental story. Exploring the Bardenas requires preparation. The sun can be unforgiving, beating down on the exposed plains. There is little to no shade, so sunscreen, a hat, and an ample supply of water are not just recommended. They are essential for survival. The best times to explore are early in the morning or late in the afternoon when the sun is less intense, and the low light creates long, dramatic shadows that accentuate the landscape's textures. There are marked trails for hiking, cycling, and driving, allowing visitors to experience the park's different zones safely. The central area, known as the Bardena Blanca, is the most visually stunning, with its pale soils and iconic cabezos. But there are also areas like the Bardena Negra, where pine forests and scrubland offer a different, slightly more vegetated environment. To explore on foot or by bicycle is to connect with the landscape in a more intimate way. It allows you to appreciate the scale of the formations, to feel the cracked earth beneath your feet, and to notice the subtle details. The layers of sediment in a cliff face, the delicate desert flowers, the ripple patterns left by ancient waters. It is a multi-sensory experience. The military presence here, a firing range in the center of the park, adds another layer of surrealism to the place. The occasional distant roar of a jet fighter breaking the primeval silence is a jarring but unforgettable reminder that even in this remote wilderness, the modern world is never too far away. As the sun begins to set, the Bardenas undergoes a final, spectacular transformation. The pale clay and sandstone are set ablaze with hues of orange, pink, and purple. The shadows lengthen, turning the gullies into deep, mysterious chasms. It is a fleeting, magical moment when the desert reveals its full, breathtaking beauty, a raw and powerful landscape that imprints itself on the memory forever. For our final hidden gem, we return to the lush, green embrace of Galicia, but to an environment that feels worlds away from its sunlit islands. We venture deep into the Fragas do Eume, one of the last and best-preserved examples of an Atlantic temperate rainforest in all of Europe. To step into this forest is to enter a living fairy tale. The word Fraga in the Galician language refers to an old, dense, and wild forest, and the Eume lives up to its name in every conceivable way. This is a kingdom of green. Every surface is carpeted in a thick, velvety layer of moss. It covers the trunks of ancient oak and chestnut trees, drapes itself over fallen logs, and blankets the granite boulders that line the forest floor. The air here is cool, damp, and heavy with the scent of wet earth and decaying leaves. It is a primal, intoxicating aroma. Sunlight struggles to pierce the dense canopy above, filtering down in ethereal shafts of light that illuminate the swirling mist and the millions of tiny spores dancing in the air. The atmosphere is one of profound peace and antiquity. The Eume River is the lifeblood of this forest, carving a deep canyon through the landscape. Its waters run clear and cold over a bed of smooth stones, its gentle murmur providing a constant, soothing soundtrack to the forest's silence. Following the river's path is the best way to explore this verdant labyrinth. Dozens of species of ferns unfurl their delicate fronds, adding to the prehistoric feel of the place. This is an ecosystem of incredible biodiversity, a refuge for creatures that have long since vanished from other parts of the continent. It is a place that feels untouched by time, a remnant of the vast forests that once covered this entire coastline. The human presence here is ancient and minimal, adding to the forest's mystique rather than detracting from it. Old stone bridges, completely overgrown with moss, cross the river at various points. They seem less like man-made structures and more like natural extensions of the forest itself, as if they grew from the earth alongside the trees. Deep within the heart of the Fraga, perched high on a promontory overlooking the river canyon, lies the monastery of San Juan de Caveiro. This 10th-century monastery, now beautifully restored, seems to rise organically from the rock. Reaching it requires a dedicated hike, a pilgrimage through the green twilight of the forest, which makes its discovery all the more rewarding. From the monastery's bell tower, one is rewarded with a stunning view. You can see the endless canopy of green stretching in every direction, with the river snaking like a silver ribbon far below. It is a vantage point that allows you to appreciate the immense scale and wildness of the forest, a true ocean of trees. This is not a place for a casual stroll. It is a place for hiking. Sturdy, waterproof shoes are essential for navigating the often damp and uneven trails. The reward for this effort is a sense of complete immersion, a feeling of being utterly lost in nature, far from the concerns and clamor of the outside world. There are few other tourists, allowing for an experience of pure, unadulterated serenity. The Fragas do Eume is a sanctuary for the soul. It is a place to walk slowly, to breathe deeply, and to listen to the subtle whispers of the ancient woods. It reminds us of the profound beauty and importance of these wild places, these fragile ecosystems that have survived against the odds. It is the perfect, peaceful conclusion to our journey through the hidden corners of Spain. From the stone-cradled homes of Setenil to the enchanted silence of the Fragas do Eume, we have journeyed through a Spain that exists far from the crowded beaches and bustling cities. We have witnessed landscapes shaped by time and the elements, and human habitats that have learned to live in harmony with them. These are places of profound beauty and character, each a unique ecosystem, each a world unto itself. They are a testament to the incredible diversity that can be found when one dares to look beyond the familiar. These hidden gems remind us that the spirit of discovery is still very much alive. Spain, a country we think we know so well, still holds deep secrets for those willing to seek them out. It shows us that true travel is not just about seeing new places, but about connecting with them on a deeper level, understanding their stories, and appreciating the delicate balance that sustains them. The quietest corners often have the most to say. Our exploration of this planet's wonders is a journey without end. There are always more paths to walk, more stories to uncover, and more hidden gems waiting to be revealed. The impulse to explore is one of our most fundamental, and it is a privilege to share these discoveries with you. The world is vast and full of marvels, many of them just around the corner, waiting patiently for our arrival. Which gem surprised you most? Comment below and subscribe for more undiscovered places every single week.